Hello, I'm Nadège. In the past, I've been involved in collective transfeminist projects around technology in Latin America, like the Interconnectivity Lab and Kéfir, alternative infrastructure and internet service provider. I currently collaborate with the monthly comic in genderit.org. I've been invited to participate in this edition of the Biennale and would like to share a moment with you. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy. Infrastructure is much more than fundamental facilities and systems serving societies, serving a capitalist purpose of improvement and productivity. Infrastructure is much more than machines, roads, towers, grids, tunnels, pipes, railways, bridges, cables, sewers, antennas, dams, barracks, stations. Infrastructure is much more than private and public companies providing services. Infrastructure is much more than technicians and engineers, objective know-how and formal skills, setups and monitors. Infrastructure is what lies in between, beneath, in the gaps of everyday life. Hegemonic technology is presented as a heroic image, a gripping tale of action, neutral, flawless, effortless, efficient, progress. It legitimizes certain ways and forms, a steel machine, an electronic device, an engine, created and administered by certain people, certain identities. And though many corporations include diversity nowadays, it's in their own agenda, a capitalist assimilation. But there are many other versions to be told. Feminists have been gathering, weaving, and sharing stories for a long, long time. Intersectional feminism asks questions that go beyond the dichotomy, technological fetishism hype, or dystopia of evil technology, instead of looking for easy, convenient and conventional answers. It acknowledges discomfort as part of learning and living. Technology is a story, a poem, a conversation, a memory, a song, a body, a relationship, a gathering, a parting, a plant, a meal, a herb, a nap. Tech is producing and inventing, but also integrating, nurturing, sustaining, repairing, healing. It is public and private, hard and soft. And if technology and infrastructure is all of this, we are all involved, interconnected, part of it. We tend to stumble upon the existence of infrastructure when it breaks down, bleeps off, not found, service unavailable, connection timed out, unable to connect, warning, internal server error. Then we begin to realize the complexity behind our commodities, all that it takes. Technologies hiccup all the time. Accidental, intentional. Infrastructure is also the falling apart, the mistakes, the need to reboot. A common term in software development is bug, which refers to an unexpected behavior in code. It is said that Grace Hopper, American mathematician, found a mischievous moth stuck in one of the electrical switches of Mark II, a big and heavy electromechanical machine they were programming back in the 40s to perform mathematical operations. This playful insect was causing the computer to suddenly shut down, puzzling these Harvard experts. A bug doesn't have a negative connotation per se. It is not a problem. It is not bad. It is simply unexpected. Infrastructure is the troubling commons, the everyday challenges of holding community together. In many parts of the world, outside the middle upper class privileged realms, solving and fixing is a way of living, not the stigmatizing vision of the disorganized, but the creative resilience. It is not romantic, it is real. Amidst the current climate of shutdowns and uprisings, infrastructure is creaking and crumbling, power and privilege is exposed. Some want to go back to normality. Some denounce that normality, what is normal, is violence. How can we imagine interdependent ecosystems of care and well-being, not just for some, but for all, including other species, nature, as a whole? What does digital technology and infrastructure look like in this vision? It's not just about including women and queer people in the tech industry. It is not a simple substitution. It's posing difficult questions about how we relate with technology, with internet, and how that affects others around us. Latin America has been for a long time a playground of technologies of surveillance and control under the facade of public order, progress, and combat against narco-drug dealing. Impunity and corruption is normalized. Mexico is one of the countries that have invested more in digital infrastructure to spy and vulnerate people's privacy and lives, including human rights defenders, journalists, community leaders. Despite revelations and leaks, until today it's a common practice through the country. Today's internet is based on rendering every gesture into data, into intelligence sold to marketing and consultant firms that work for whoever has the power or resources to pay for their services. Not only political parties and corporations, but all sorts of individuals and groups. In this scenario, so-called abject minorities, women, queer, black, brown, indigenous, poor, are exploited even more. Gender-based digital violence is an extension of a rampant structural violence. During the pandemic, feminicides, transfeminicides have gone up even more. Digital violence, including hate speech, propagates. The capitalist tech industry feeds on voracious extractivism that destroys land, forests, entire communities are forced to leave their homes. But this is not a story of defeat. It is raw. It is hard to hear because it doesn't numb itself with convenient lies. But we are surrounded by brave, loving allies. So much inspiration, so much joy. We cry and laugh, dance and ache, gifted with a heritage of wisdom and resistance, and an effervescent present and future. In the last decades, all over the world, we have gathered and plotted around trans-feminist technologies, from grassroots direct action to policy making. Some sit in meetings with Google, Facebook, and Twitter to make them address discrimination and violence in their platforms. Others create colorful campaigns and share stories of resistance and solidarity, strategies of self-defense and self-care. Some set up workers' cooperatives and voluntary-based initiatives that design, create, and look after feminist technologies. Others give workshops, organize events, accompany groups, do research, publish articles. There are active communities that support each other, pass on information, collaborate, play together. Some are public and visible on social media or have sites. Some are offline, face-to-face. Some are ongoing, others are intermittent. Some are eloquent and articulate in words. Others express themselves through art or day-to-day interactions. Some identify under certain keywords, tags, or identities. Others don't go by any specific name. A beautiful, beautiful range of ways of living, pulsating presence.